Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is day 2 of Pennies on the Dollar, where we are doing an experiment to see how much debt we can pay off based solely on, well, not solely, but mostly on YouTube engagement, and aside from my minimum monthly payments. Watch the first episode in this series if you want to see like more of the background. I don't want to repeat myself for those of you that already watched it, but we are going to try to come on here once a day and check and see how the video from the previous day did and see what our micro payment is going to be. So these are going to be tiny daily payments that we are going to make. And I do, because I was a little worried, although you guys, let's be honest, it would take something weird to happen to a video for it to get anywhere close to $10 a day. But I did put a cap of $10 a day just in case, I don't know, I have spinach in my teeth and it goes viral. Like, who would want there's like nothing I can think of that would make this video go viral for any reason whatsoever. So these should be legitimately true micro payments. But I wanted to be able to come on and say hi, chit chat a little bit, and then figure out what the payment's going to be, make that payment with you, show you, and then give you a question to help maybe boost the engagement on this video. So anyway, how are you guys doing? How was your day? So if you watched the last video, I mentioned that yesterday was my mom's birthday. She turned 75. She has Alzheimer's, but she still lives at home with my dad for the time being. And I didn't go over there yesterday for her birthday. I ended up going over there today after work. And I took her, I picked up some flowers from the grocery store. But you guys, what is up with the flowers at the grocery store? Like, why don't they have any scent? You know how, I mean, is it because they're commercially produced? Like, where is the scent? You pick up a thing of flowers in the flower buckets and they don't smell like anything. And the only flowers that smelled like something were roses, but I didn't want to just get her roses because I just didn't want that. She's not a, before she had Alzheimer's, she was not a big roses person. So I ended up just picking out 2 separate bouquets that had lots of different colors because I thought that would be pretty. And so they don't really smell any, which is kind of disappointing. But and Jason was like, why don't you get her, because they had potted flowers, some kind of spring, they weren't daffodils, crocuses maybe, like a pot of bloomed crocuses that you would ideally, I suppose, if you bought it, you would take it home and plant it after you enjoyed it in your house for a while. But that, I think you guys, she gets all out of sorts when there are things out of sorts in her house. So if there are things that she doesn't recognize, which is an odd thing to say for somebody with Alzheimer's, because she doesn't remember diddly, but yet somehow it would, it's just so weird. Somehow it would attract her attention and she would fuss about it a lot. So I just wanted to get her some flowers that would be nice for a week to 10 days maybe, and pretty to look at. But so we took them in. Galia went over with me and we took them in and I gave them to her and I said, I brought you these because they were for your birthday. And she immediately switched into a different conversation. Like it didn't register. And I don't know if she was purposefully trying for it not to register. But she like completely ignored what I said and like started in on something else. And so when she started in on something else, I sat down with her and just let her talk. And Galia and my dad went to the kitchen and got a vase and got them all arranged and brought them back out. And then she said, "Oh, those are pretty. I'll have to thank whoever brought those." And I said, "I brought those." She was like, "Oh, well, thank you." So, but then, 10 minutes later, she sees them again for the first time. And so, yeah, that'll probably be a little bit of an annoyance for my dad. But anyway, we spent our little time that we spend with her on Tuesday, well, the two of them on Tuesdays, and then came home, and Jason was at a school event for Gracie, and so we kind of had to wait till they got home because it's Tuesday, which is Marco's Pizza, buy one, get one free. So we always do Marco's on Tuesdays because we really can't feed our family for cheaper than when those are on sale. So, so we did that. We watched The Rookie. That's my favorite show. And I always watch it if I can on Monday nights when it comes out. But then we watch it again because Jason hates to watch live TV, especially if there's any kind of weather and it glitches at all. He just can't stand it. So he just won't. So then we watch it the next day together as a family. But yeah, and so the other thing that happened today, so I know that there is differing opinions on AI, and whether it's good or bad, or, what it's going to do to the human workforce out there. But I'm a technology lover, and I like to enhance what I'm doing and processes and make them simpler, and I'll use whatever technology I can do to use that. So maybe you saw during the Super Bowl that there were commercials for Claude AI, and I have used Chat GPT a lot over the last year just in my personal life. But I had never heard of Claude before the Super Bowl. But at work, because we're a technology reseller, we are going to start testing out Claude at work for a few of us to start with, and then we might increase. And I get to be one of the first ones. And so because it has lots of application in accounting and, creating management reports and forecasting and all that stuff. So I started working with Claude today, and I may create additional personas for Claude later on, but I created Ledger today as my AI CFO, and granted, I'm the one telling him what to do and that kind of thing, and then he's regurgitating stuff, but that was fun. But right now I only have the free version, and because we haven't bought the pro version yet for the office, but I worked him until he ran out of time for me today and had to end his shift. But yeah, so that's fun. But there's on the other hand, like one of my daughters is very anti AI because it's a drain on the water, the natural water sources in the country, because they need a lot of natural water to cool the server rooms. And it's probably too cost prohibitive to desalinate ocean water, I'm guessing, because we've got loads of water. It's just not the right kind of water without treatment. And I've also heard, it's a drain on energy resources, and all the AI companies are buying up all the computer chips and all the storage chips and everything. And so it's a big thing. So I totally understand. And people are worried that it's going to take over their jobs, which I can also understand that, if you're in, like a public relations or even my job, right? You can throw a bunch of stuff at it and it'll provide PowerPoint report, you know, all kinds of stuff. So I know there's a lot of worries about that, but I'm taking the approach that I'm going to just embrace it, and maybe if I can learn how to use it well, that'll still protect my job, because, you know, and maybe it'll change my job, but it'll still be protected. I don't know. But anyway, that was a fun thing for me today. And I canceled my Whatnot show for today. It was supposed to be tonight, right? Like right now I would have been, but because Jason got home so late and we ate so late, I canceled it. So I'll be doing my next show. I think I've got one scheduled tomorrow for noon, but that's also going to be helping pay off debt. So yeah. So did anybody respond? Okay, so let's do our calculations and see what micropayment we're going to make today together based on yesterday's video. So let me find yesterday's video. Let me turn the sound down. Let me turn on my do not disturb, since I'm going to be showing my screen. And then, okay, I've been watching Simon Wilson on YouTube. He's a traveler, and he's got some fun videos. He's at Simon Wilson 12, just in case you like just watching videos. Like, we watched a video of him going on the cheapest cruise in America, and he only spent $118 for his ticket. And, you know, just his experiences with that. And he's such a positive person that it's fun to watch. Okay, but anyway, I digress. Let me get to my channel. And I asked a would you rather question at the end of the last video. Would you rather always be stuck wearing heavy boots or never be able to wear shoes? And I don't know if anybody, oh, I got 18 comments, you guys. Okay, hold on. Let me do a screenshot of this so I can prove my numbers. And, okay, so hold on. Save to photos. Let's go into photos and pull this one up. Turn it this way. Okay, so here is the stats as of right now for yesterday's video. So we had 140 views. So at a penny a piece, that is $1.40. And then we have 34 likes, so 34 cents. And we have 18 comments, so 18 cents. And then the other one is if I got any new subscribers past the 2860 that I showed you on the last video. So I'm most likely going to lose more viewers, since this isn't, I'm not hauling anymore, and that's how I got my viewers initially. So it's only going to count for any views currently that go above 2860. But there's the stats. So there's my proof for that video. That's actually better than I thought, you guys. Thank you. And if you, I was thinking about this, if you do not have a YouTube channel, because most people don't, but you want to do something like making micropayments on your debt, feel free to use my numbers and make a payment that matches my payment. Some other ideas I thought of were, granted, this seems kind of silly, but how many dishes you put away from the dishwasher, you know, a penny a dish, or if you wash dishes, or how many pieces of laundry you do in a day. I thought if you were a knitter or a crocheter, some people count their stitches, so you could do a penny for each stitch you do. I guess you'd have to put, you know, one of those markers where you started, and so then you did count. I'm just trying to think of little things like that, because maybe you'll be inspired to do a journey like this yourself. So just trying to think of other things. And if you think of other things, put them in the comments for the other people. But let's see, did anybody comment and answer the would you rather from yesterday? And let's just look. Okay, so this person would rather go barefoot because of sleeping. Yes, that's a good point. And how do I see all? Hold on, let me go over to YouTube Studio. That might be easier for me to see the comments. Content. Oh, I did. Okay, hold up. Back to dashboard. Okay, you guys, I did lose a subscriber, so no money for new subscribers today. And now I've got to gain 2 to get any money for a subscriber because I got to get back to the 2860. Okay, so let me go to community over here, view all, and let's see if anybody else. Yes, I appreciate those of you that were concerned about me as I was buying all those things. All I can say is I don't want to discourage people from having a dream, but there are consequences to dreams, right? And you can see it. Now, that's not to say I still have all the inventory. I can still sell all the inventory. It's just not going to be as quick as I need to or want to. So it wasn't totally without a plan, and I didn't spend the money on what are the things called that like food and, you know, eating out and that kind of thing where you eat it out and it's done. I didn't spend money on that stuff. I have physical items for those things. But yeah, so love to be barefoot, but not so much anymore because I'm a diabetic. Okay, yeah. Well, I don't know. Can I say I had diabetes? I'm on Mounjaro, and so that put my A1C back into non-diabetic range. So I don't know. Are you once a diabetic, always a diabetic? Maybe because it's medicine controlled. But yeah, when you have diabetes, you have to be super careful with your feet. And no shoes for me. Heavy boots. Oh, somebody hyped the video. Thank you so much, Mags452-B7F hyped the video. Oh, and you sent us super thanks. Thank you. That will come to me in my next payout. And then when I get that, it will go straight to this micropayment project. But I won't get that until you have to make $100 before you get a payout from YouTube. They pay out monthly. They just paid out a couple days ago. I've only got, I think, $59 in my YouTube earnings, and that's after 2 months. So it'll probably be May when I get that. Unless this takes off, and then it could be sooner. But thank you so much. That was so kind of you. Here's another. I would wear heavy boots. Can't put my bare feet down on any surface. Yeah. Ugh. Barefoot all the way, although I do love a beautiful pair of boots. Yes. Now, you guys, I am still wearing my Temu boots because when I started my Temu journey, I was 100 pounds heavier and I couldn't find wide calf boots anywhere that fit in the wide, like if I went to a store without spending loads and loads of money. Well, I found some after multiple tries on Temu. I found some, really liked them. But then after sometime during the first year, the heel separated off of the base or whatever, and so they're kind of floppy. but I still liked them. So then I went and got some crazy glue and tried to kind of glue it back together, and that worked for another beginning of another, like, not this past or this current winter, but the last winter it kind of worked. But the heel had holes in it, because that's just how it was made. And so there wasn't anything aside from like the edge of the heel for the super glue to attach to. So yeah, so it looks awful, I'm sure, but I love them. So I keep wearing them. And I tried to order them again from Temu, but they of course were sold out because it's been a couple of years now. But whatever. But my mom used to always wear high-heeled boots, and I can't wear high heels anymore. I just can't. But they always look so pretty, and like with a long skirt and a scarf and stuff. And I wish I could do that. But yeah, I love a good pair of boots. And then okay. Okay, I think that was it for the answers to the question. But again, thank you so much for commenting. Here's where we are. Sorry, I didn't bring down a marker and I was afraid you wouldn't be able to see this. But let me get out the calculator, because as an accounting manager, I can't add in my head. And we'll add 140 plus 34 cents. Well, obviously that's $1.74, but plus 18 cents equals $1.92. Write that down, $1.92. We'll show it on here. I'll also have at the very end of this video, I'll have this so that, you know, kind of broke girls style. We'll see the update at the end. So 192. So let me go. We are paying against my Bank of America card that currently has a 0% interest. And yes, the watcher who made sure to remind me that, hey, just because it's 0% now doesn't mean it's not going to all be compounded and become due immediately at the end of that time frame. I know. And moving it to another, moving your debt from one credit card to another just to get the 0% interest, that's just kicking the can down the road. I totally acknowledge that. That's really not, you know, I should be taking, okay, well, here we're doing a little accounting lesson, right? So if you owe $10,000 and you've only got interest, or you've only got interest free for 10 months, you should be paying $1,000 a month so that it's all paid off before the end of that free interest period. Realistically, for most of us, that's not possible. Now, it would have been in my previous pre-August life, but not today. All right, so let me see. Can I show this screen without giving away any particular information? Let me see if I can put my finger here. And here's the proof of what the balance is right now. And let me just double check that again to make sure I didn't give away any private information. Okay, so we are going to make a payment. And we are going to pay, I guess we're going to do pay bill. Okay, well, it's telling me that I currently have a my monthly minimum payment is set to auto pay. Well, I want to make another payment, so I guess I'm going to do that. And then I have to choose what I'm choosing my bank account for this to come from. And my amount is going to be other amount for 192. And can I show this? Let me say done. Let me say save. And where do I hit pay? oh, I have to choose a date. Well, it has to be today. Save. And next. Sorry, this is the first time I've done a payment on this account that wasn't the recurring minimum. All right, pay. Please give me a screenshot. Okay, so I again want to cover some things. And then here we go. It says your payment is confirmed, $192. So, okay, I probably didn't need to hide all those things. But so there we go. We're done. We've made our first micropayment. Thank you so much. Can good things happen on the internet? Yes, you guys are gonna help. You're motivating me to make daily payments on my debt, which, let me tell you this, doing this every day keeps in my mind, keeps it fresh that, hey, Amy, you bozo, you owe a ton of money. So, and I shouldn't say bozo, but I'm just trying to be funny and I'm not very good at it. But say, hey, Amy, you're making these micropayments, so don't then also go out and spend a bunch of useless money on things. So hopefully, I don't know, is it like, it's not. And it's probably not right for me to compare it to, but it, Alcoholics Anonymous, it's one day at a time. So for me, it's going to be one day at a time. So I will post what the new balance is going to be, and you'll see that at the very end of the video too. Hopefully when I come down to do tomorrow's video, I can show you that the balance did go down $1.92. But anyway, okay, now to end, we want to get a would you rather question. And I need to bookmark it so I don't have to keep looking it up. I should just have ChatGPT generate a random would you rather question, and then I could just reuse that same prompt. Let's do that. New prompt. Okay. Generate a would you rather. We'll see if this works. Question. Generate a fun would you rather question. We did strange yesterday. Let's see what fun does. Okay. Oh, son of a gun. Now see this, I can't, okay, I'll read you what it said, but it's keeping in mind all the other conversations that I've had with it. It said, would you rather get $1 for every view you get for the rest of your life, or get $100,000 upfront today, but you can never post online again? No loopholes, no secret accounts. Which are you picking and why? Well, this is kind of a no-brainer. I would take the $100,000 and never post again and hope that if you enjoyed my company, you would just email me. So that would pay off all of my debt except for my home and my student loan. Well, wait a second. I don't have a car loan anymore. So it would even pay off my student loan. So the only debt I had, because I've got the 2 credit cards that we talked about and the student loan, that all comes in under $100,000. So yes, I would take that deal, but that doesn't give you something to respond to. So I apologize. Let me pick one of these from this other site that we used yesterday. And let's do a vacation one because it's been kind of cold. Okay, would you rather be left behind during a hike in the Amazon jungle or in the water while scuba diving. Yikes. Did you guys watch that movie where the couple got left behind in the ocean after scuba diving because the boat took the wrong count and left them? Okay. I would definitely pick being left behind in the water while scuba diving. I know I would get, as pale as I am, I would be totally sunburnt and my skin would be horrible if I survived. I would have to hope that somebody noticed that I was missing and somehow could find me after I'd floated around in the ocean. And it's horrible to say, but I hope I would not be left behind alone. Otherwise, that's a lot of singing I've got to do, a lot of praying I've got to do to keep myself occupied. But being left alone in the Amazon, no. There's bugs, there's snakes, there's potentially tribe people that might not like a white girl in their business. And I don't want to, although maybe if I got shot with a poison dart, maybe that would be quick, but there's cannibals out there, right? Or is that, I know that's not folklore because Jim Elliot, on a mission trip, they got, did they get cannibalized or did they just get killed? I don't know. Maybe they didn't get cannibalized, but there are cannibals out there, so no. But the ocean has sharks, but I would still pick the ocean. I know how to swim and I know how to float, so I would be at the mercy of the sun, the salt, because, right, you can't drink any water. I probably wouldn't last long in either place, but I would pick being left behind in the ocean. But tell me below, would you be left behind in the Amazon, left behind in the ocean, and why? And that will help me get comments for the next video, and we'll make another payment again tomorrow. So thank you for watching if you got this far and for participating in this journey. Guys, our sub count, we've got to get, it's a given that I'm going to lose subscribers just because of the content, but hopefully at some point we'll find other people that like this journey and will come along and we'll get new friends, and maybe, because I'm wanting to do 5 cents for subs, not just 1 cent. So yeah, but thank you for joining along and chit-chatting for a little bit, and let me know in the comments too to help me get, leave a comment for your would you rather, leave a comment for what you did today or how your day's going or anything like that, and I would love to read it. So thank you, and wherever you are, whenever you are, I hope you're having a great day, and until we meet again, take care of yourself.